Okay, today's video is definitely going to be a bit darker and spicier than a lot of the videos that I've checked out on the channel. This video is by a content creator named Turkey Tom, who does a great job making documentaries covering some of the various commentary sagas that happen with feuds that really last multiple days, covered by multiple YouTubers and content creators. I've been watching him for about a couple years now, and his videos have only gotten sharper and better with time. And I really wanted to check this out, not only because it says Minecraft in the title, but also if you notice my hat and notice kind of what I've been telling y'all about the channel and some of the people that I'm a fan of, this is something that has a much darker and much more mature subject matter that I really wanted to dive into and really wanted to explore. This, just for warning, for trigger warning for anyone that will watch this, this video is called the Minecraft Degenerates, and it'll probably feature talk about child abuse, things of that nature, p words, okay, and just really sinister people that have been in the Minecraft community, people that, I'll be honest with y'all, I don't really have a full scope of, since I'm part of the new generation of Minecraft content creators. So I'm gonna take a look at this. I've been watching Turkey Tom, like I mentioned, for a couple years, Bull Blacks, Augie RFC, and like Papa Gut, and really they're very much a different world of the commentary scene that is a bit more, I want to say, seedy. Okay, there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of mud throwing, doxing happens in this community, a lot of slurs get thrown in this community. It's normal to just click on a stream or a video from any number of these content creators and come across various slurs. So while I don't endorse any of that behavior, I will admit that the videos that Turkey Tom puts together are exceptional, and I'm excited to really check this out with y'all, and hopefully I can react to other videos similar or things of this subject matter later on the channel, and more people will want to tune in. If you enjoyed this video, of course, a link will be in the description so you can check it out in full on your own. Once again, it's called the Minecraft Degenerates by Turkey Tom. If you enjoy me reacting to this and you want to see more from me, hit that like button and subscribe today. Join the alien armada. Okay, we're really going to get into it. Turkey Tom, if you happen to watch this, please don't take down my video. Please don't take it down. This is just my reaction, bro. Okay, we're going to see how good this actually is. Ooh, that title too. That title alone is spicy. The Minecraft Degenerates. Wait, let me read the disclaimer. Disclaimer, please do not attack or harass any of the people mentioned in this video. It has been created for edutainment, not for the purpose of riling up a mob to harass others. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I also appreciate him putting this in the Minecraft font. If it's the style of the video. I agree. Please, nobody, I don't think anybody from my audience would, but please, no one from my audience, please don't attack anybody. Okay? There are going to be some really terrible people named in this video. I already know it.
Minecraft. It's the best-selling video game of all time, with nearly 250 million purchases worldwide across its many platforms and iterations. Longtime players will know that ever since the beginning, it's had a very strong relationship with YouTube. Some of the first major gaming YouTubers came to prominence just for playing Minecraft.
Hey guys, Sky here, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for 1 million subscribers.
Oh,
this is
no. No. Not Sky Does Minecraft. Oh, man. This is how we're starting this off. If y'all don't know the Sky Does Minecraft saga and that whole thing, oh, man. There's plenty of videos about it. I'm sure that Turkey Tom himself possibly has a video about it as well. I could be mistaken. Boblax has a video out. I think Augie also has a video. Papa Gut probably even made a video about it. I know Keemstar covered it a lot on Drama Alert and was even somewhat involved in the situation. So insane.
breathtaking number that I never would have thought possible when I first started YouTube.
Riding its massive wave of popularity in the early 2010s to the very top of e-celebrity culture. With its simple gameplay and widespread appeal among young people, the overwhelming popularity of these YouTubers isn't that surprising. And since
I missed this entire wave of Minecraft. I mention this all the time to my audience that when everyone was excited about Minecraft, I got seriously into Dota. You know, that's what I got into. I got really into Dota and League of Legends, and then Dota 2 that came out, and then Dota 2 became my crack. I was just always on Dota 2 and Diablo as well. I was really, really heavily into Diablo. So those are the games that I got into during this time when Minecraft was at its first peak. You know, now it clearly got a resurgence and hit another level of peak. But at its first peak, I missed this entire generation.
then there have been countless creators to find their own success by sharing their experiences within it. That being said, wherever there is influence and power,
That's
there
Captain Sparkles, of course.
are also those looking to abuse it. Minecraft YouTubers are no exception to this, with it even being a meme of sorts about them being outed for domestic abuse.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff that makes me wary. You know what I mean? It really makes me be very careful, you know, with what I do when it comes to Minecraft. You know what I mean? I love making Minecraft content and playing the game, but sometimes it does make me feel a little bit wary trying to tell people, yeah, I make Minecraft content, you know, because I don't want to get put alongside any people like this. You know what I'm saying?
Or predatory behavior. Today, we will be diving into some of the most infamous creators under this umbrella to discover just how dark things can get. These are the Minecraft Degenerates.
Oh, that was so... Oh, I love that editing. That editing was excellent. That was excellent editing. I've never heard that song sound more twisted in my life.
While he's not nearly as popular as he was during his heyday, it's important to remember that Stampy Longhead was once one of the biggest juggernauts on YouTube. Between the years of
That's right. I've heard of Stampy. I never really watched his content, but I've heard of
2012 and 2015, Stampy's channel grew exponentially, receiving millions upon millions of views for every upload. His family-friendly demeanor and his...
Whoa, look at that. You got the Gucci in the back. I am Stampy. I am Mr. Stampy Cat. I guess he's in his closet.
Squeaky clean reputation made him the perfect face of child-friendly gaming content, meaning he not only appealed to young audiences, but also to more internet-literate parents, who may be concerned with what their children are watching online. But, as with any large YouTube channel, he couldn't do all of this alone, enlisting the help of numerous players to make his Minecraft playthroughs feel more alive and engaging to the audience. Stampy began to refer to these players as helpers, and would feature them in mostly every upload on his channel, with many of them being fan favorites.
And today in this video, I am going to be joined by Lee. I thought I was going to run out of breath there, and I'm also going to be joined by Finball as well. How are you doing, guys? Are you alright? Did you enjoy your sleep on the top of the tower? Did you have a good night's sleep? Looking up at the stars above your head, I'm sure it was absolutely blissful.
These guys were not just making one-off appearances. In a way, they were characters in a TV show that Stampy was fostering the creation of within his blocky world.
That totally makes sense too. And it kind of goes to show that they were kind of like Stampy in a lot of ways was the SMP before the SMP, right? Like featuring creators and having them have their own stories to tell, you know, in your environment, even though it wasn't live. That's kind of what this was, right?
One of these helpers was a young fan by the name of Lee Carson.
Oh, he took the Yogi Bear. I just realized it's like the Yogi Bear skin, basically.
Better known by his screen name, Elfer Lee. Lee was first mentioned in a video in 2013, where Stampy shouted him out after adding him to his Minecraft Love Garden. mentioning that Lee was a long-term dedicated fan and subscriber who would often chat with him on Twitter and help him complete builds in the server. A few episodes later, Lee would actually appear as an official helper in Stampy's world, using a Minecraft skin of Banjo the Bear from Banjo-Kazooie, which would soon become...
That's not Yogi Bear, it's Banjo. Oh, Lord. I deserve to get roasted. I deserve to get roasted for missing that. I deserve that one. All right, Tom, you can strike this video down now. You can strike it down, bro. Just take the whole video down.
Become a very iconic part of his character. Based on the briefness and lack of focus on him during the episode, it can be inferred that this appearance was only meant to be an occasional one, with Lee rotating along with other helpers who would be in episodes. However, his popularity with Stampy's audience was immediate, leading him to come on the channel more regularly. As time went on, Lee became an ever more important part of the Minecraft series, becoming an integral part of Stampy's videos. His contributions to the channel were so important that it would lead Stampy Longhead to dedicate his 300,000 subscriber special specifically to Lee.
Oh no, I can see where this is going. I can see where this is going. This isn't good.
L for Lee had evolved from being just a fan who made occasional appearances to a genuinely important part of the Stampy Longhead brand. Despite not really speaking at all, he managed to become a favorite among Stampy's young and impressionable audience. To this day, some of Stampy's most popular uploads prominently feature L for Lee. And if Stampy Longhead's own statements are to be believed, it seems that Lee was also doing quite a bit of work behind the scenes to assist with the channel, even besides his on-screen talent. Lee had established himself as Stampy's right-hand man, and would appear in just about every video from this point on.
And today in this video, we are going to be getting beautiful. And I'm going to be joined in this video by Mr. Elferly, and whoop whoop, and a big pile of Mr. Elferly's equipment. Lee, are you there? Is anybody home? Hello.
I'll admit, that's a cute intro. I can't even deny that. That's an adorable intro.
Lee, good morning. Wait, stay still, Lee. Oh, I was gonna go and try and steal the cake without picking up all of the other stuff. Speaking of cake, do you know what I want, Lee? Num 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 num.
Seeing his popularity rise among the audience, Elfer Lee decided to create a channel of his own to cash in on the newfound success, though he would only upload once after hitting the 100,000 subscriber mark. His uploads were infrequent and amateur at first. However, he would soon begin to create more polished and presentable Minecraft playthroughs, garnering an audience for himself and subsequently...
Wow, look at that. Hundreds of thousands of views. Hundreds of thousands of views just being featured in Stampy's vids.
Establishing his own unique brand.
So for my first episode, we have progressed to making cakes for food and explored a little bit around the world. So I hope you...
Why are we so close to his face? See, and that's the thing, right? Like, the videos are for kids, right? I'm not supposed to enjoy this, but this right here looks cursed, okay? This looks cursed.
If you enjoyed this first episode, give me some tips and, suggestions in the comments of what we can do next. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.
At this point, things were looking pretty good for Lee. He was creating content with someone who he respected and was a fan of, and the promise of a lucrative career in the online gaming space was obviously very appealing to him. However, with widespread success also came a new level of scrutiny to his personal life, the discoveries made from which would lead to his downfall. It's important to note that despite his presence in Stampy's videos, there was very little known about him. Unlike most online collaborators at the time, Lee had no prior YouTube experience, and the circumstances surrounding his relationship with Stampy Longhead and how it began were very vague. Not much is known other than that he was a fan who had begun to appear on Stampy's channel, and for the young and impressionable audience he catered to, that was enough. This would all change on August 7th of 2015 when an
Minecraft pervert harassed teenager and older woman in sick Facebook campaign. Lee Carson, known online as a username L for Lee, used a pair of pants for a... Oh no. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Oh no. Oh no.
Article by The Mirror was released titled, Minecraft pervert harassed teenager and older women in sick Facebook campaign.
Yikes.
As you can probably guess, the article was an expose on Alyn Lee, delving into some of the perverted and degenerate behavior he had been engaging in for years.
Yikes.
A teenage Minecraft expert with 350,000 online fans subjected a girl and an older woman to a campaign of sick abuse. At this point, Lee was 16 years old, but the incidents he had been exposed for allegedly took place as early as 2013. The antics mainly involved two women. One was an 18-year-old teenager Lee had found on Facebook, while the other was a 52-year-old woman who was supposedly a family friend. Lee had set up an anonymous Facebook profile with the name Michael Duffy and initiated contact with the teen over Facebook after she accepted his friend request. Soon after, the Minecraft YouTuber would send lewd images of himself to her, as well as make perverted comments.
Ew.
These comments were interpreted as harassment, at one point stating he would, quote, do anything to make her scream, and another where he implied he was participating in stalking. After the teenager threatened to report him, he stopped. But this was only the beginning of his degenerate behavior. As stated before, Lee also got into trouble for harassing a close family friend. She was so close, in fact, that she was referred to as his surrogate aunt, with him visiting her house on numerous occasions. She too would be the victim of being sent explicit messages over Facebook by the anonymous Michael Duffy account. But this was not enough for Lee Carson, who decided to take it one step further. As the story goes, Lee—
You hear the shift in the music? Like, it's perfect. Like, this is perfect. You know, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not also, of course, deeply disturbed by what I'm listening to. But the shift in the music, I have to sit here and acknowledge as an editor, was well done. Okay?
He allegedly snuck into the older woman's house and obtained a pair of her pants. He then proceeded to perform sexual acts with the clothing, hiding it behind her drawers. Still using the Michael Duffy persona on Facebook, Lee messaged his surrogate aunt and told her where he had hidden the pants. Sure enough, they were exactly where he described, resulting in his now traumatized family friend calling the police. Panicking and realizing he might get caught, Lee quickly deactivated the Michael Duffy profile on Facebook, making it a challenge for the police to track him down and discover who he really was. Unfortunately for him, this would soon change, as his stunt resulted in him leaving behind incriminating DNA evidence that was easily traced back to him. This incident was, of course, reported on and discussed.
Keemstar is always there. Okay? You say what you want about this guy, but he is the cornerstone of the commentary community. Okay? Anything like terrible, awful, or degenerate that happens, it'll probably be featured on Drama Alert. Okay? Anything. Any of the biggest stories, something that's crazy happening, Drama Alert probably has a video out on it already. And back at this time, this is when he was like, it was so consistent. The views were different. I feel like Keem was seen differently during this time as well. He doesn't look the same to people as he does now. But yeah.
Discussed by numerous YouTubers, chief among them being Keemstar.
Alyn Lee was today sentenced in Kilmarnock Sheriff's Court. He is a convicted sex on the sex offenders register. Lion Maker, you're next. He got 3 years probation, community service, sex offenders registry for 3 years.
Awful.
No peer-to-peer sharing sites, no deleting.
Look at this. Look at the time frame on that. September 23rd, 2015. This was definitely before I really got into the whole YouTube commentary thing. I was not online like that during this time, to be honest.
Any history on anything. And then she showed a picture of the local newspaper. It has yet to hit the internet.
Despite the serious nature of the allegations, though, Lee would actually appear to be unfazed, simply disabling comments on his videos and ignoring the controversy altogether. This strategy would surprisingly work in his favor, as most of his young audience either didn't care, didn't know of the allegations, or just didn't understand the severity of what he had done. Despite being pretty young himself, he or whoever was advising him seemed to know that publicly addressing the allegations at the time would only pour fuel on the fire. Stampy Longhead's response to this was essentially just to distance himself from Lee as much as possible.
Understandable. 100% understandable. without a doubt. Once you learn of something like that, like, I'm sure there's going to be a very small vocal minority that would criticize Stampy for this decision, because it's like, okay, you platformed him, y'all are supposed to be friends. Why wouldn't you embrace him back and try to help him, or try to get him rehabilitated, or try to figure something out? No, Stampy does not owe this dude anything whatsoever. Not at all. And if he wants to separate himself and be like, hey, this is my brand, that's your brand, that's 100% okay. He didn't know that this dude was doing all this weird stuff on the side. There's no way that he could have known. And if he did know, then he would be complicit. But as far as I can tell, based on what I'm watching in this video, I'm assuming Stampy had nothing to do with this. And how would he?
This came with its own complications, though. Lee and his character had become so intertwined with Stampy's brand that it was hard to just get rid of him with no explanation, especially since his audience was so young. It would be hard to explain to them that one of their favorite Minecraft creators was some kind of sex pest. The solution was to give Lee one final send-off and permanently remove him from his Minecraft series.
That's respectable.
But, of course, it's assumed that someone else was playing the role of Lee at this time.
Oh, you've got a book for me. Okay, Lee Bear's passed me a book. What does this say? Dear Stampy.
This was well done, I will admit. I will also say, fine, to all the adults in the situation who could read past the situation and understand that that's probably not the actual Lee. Maybe you could criticize him for faking this bit, but I think that this is appropriate because he understands his audience is majority kids, and they need a version that they can chew, right? They need a version of this that they will be able to receive and understand it. Not just the bold-faced truth of what happened, because they probably won't be able to wrestle with that.
I'm afraid to tell you that I am leaving. I have been your #1 helper for years, but I feel like you no longer need me. I am going to travel across the world looking for people that need help. I will also try and track down Hit the Target, so you and your dogs will be safe. Thanks for all the fun, Lee Bear. I left you a present in the chest. You're leaving, Lee Bear. Lee Bear's leaving. Bye, Lee Bear. Goodbye.
After leaving Stampy's world, he would continue to upload Minecraft content for some time. But as a result of him being forced to leave his main method of promotion behind, Lee would slowly begin to lose his relevancy as uploads began to bring in less and less views. This would continue until 2017, when he would stop uploading altogether. A year later, in May of 2018, almost 3 years after the initial allegations, Lee finally uploaded a video about some of the rumors levied against him, and went out of his way to answer a few questions from his fans. It was a short video explaining the state of his life and how he was doing much better than ever before, and explained he had not responded to the allegations when they had initially come out because he did not feel mentally prepared to handle it.
Explanation really why people are using the titles Alpha Lee goes to jail, Alpha Lee arrested, why Alpha Lee left Stampy, because they know they're going to make money. Now, another thing that I'd like to kind of discuss as well, me going to prison, as I say, I've never been to prison, I've never ever been in prison at all. That kind of 100% million, 1,000 trillion billion, whatever you wanted me to say, I have never been in prison.
I'm upset, I mean, that's what he's focused on. Like, that's what he's focused on, clearing up in all the rumors and everything going on. You have these awful allegations out there about you registering to be, you know, a sex offender and all this other stuff. But this is the part that you want to focus on clearing up. Really, dude? Really? Just because you haven't actually been to prison and the rumors about you going to prison aren't true doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be in prison. Right? I don't know what all else he did yet. This video is still going, but it doesn't look good if this is what you're going to respond with. Is your first thing to clear up is, oh, I wasn't in prison, y'all. That didn't actually happen. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't like his response already.
The reason I left Stampy's world was obviously because I didn't want to get him bad reputation. I didn't want to see him doing bad.
Okay.
I wanted his success and his achievement to still go well, because that was the main thing that I wanted to see Stampy do, is you know, be successful.
In the video, he emphatically denies ever going to prison, and criticizes YouTubers who he claimed were exploiting his situation and spreading false information about him for views and attention.
See, and that's the problem, right? You're not emphatically denying the allegations. Like, and you know, like, hello, hello. So I guess we can assume that that all that is real, and you're guilty of those things, right? Because that's not what you're denying. You're denying the fact that you didn't go to prison.
Including
You're denying the fact that you went to prison.
a written response in the description that emphasized the same point, stating that he was not a pedophile or a rapist, two terms that for some reason had been thrown against him quite a bit.
Like, no one's saying that. No one. That's such a huge jump. No one is even saying any of those things,
Despite having nothing to do with what came out from the article. He also clarified that he had not been thrown out of Stampy's world, but had in fact willingly left in order to prevent Stampy from receiving backlash. A claim that can't be proven due to Stampy Longhead's lack of acknowledgement, but maybe you can take his word for it. It's important to note here that while Lee did deny the worst and most exaggerated allegations, he didn't explicitly state anything about the article that was released.
Literally, he did not address anything in the article whatsoever. He just said he took the vocal people, the people who are going to some weird extreme with what happened, and he decided to address those people. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why people who are trying to change the narrative will only try to take and pick the most extreme examples. There's a whole thing about that, but
with his response being very vague and mostly dealing with the coverage of the incident rather than the incident itself. It is highly likely that he never went to jail though, partially because of his young age at the time of the crime, as well as the fact that he had been consistently uploading YouTube videos over the span of the situation, a task that would have been impossible had he been incarcerated. Lee would make a few more miscellaneous uploads, with the final video on his channel being a motivational video about 19 things he had learned by age 19. He hasn't uploaded since, implying that he no longer sees YouTube as a viable career path, and is now choosing to prioritize himself and his personal life, seemingly wanting to live without the pressure of being an online influencer. Today, he is most remembered for the controversy that brought his career to a close.
yeah, well, and that's what happens when you're not honest. You don't come off as honest. You try to move past things and sweep it under the rug. You know, you're still going to have those people who are clinging to and wanting a real explanation for what happened. Not that BS response that was.
During the height of Minecraft's popularity in the mid-2010s, many of the creators who dominated the genre would often collaborate with one another. These collaborations often took the form of participating in mini-games such as Minecraft Hunger Games and Cops and Robbers, providing a fun way for fans to see their favorite YouTubers interact with one another.
My time to shine, whore. Okay, thanks. Thanks, everybody.
Hey,
Basher,
Basher.
calm down, jeez. Basher, here we're gonna play some Cops and Robbers.
Why is the officer edible?
Wow, Beijing Canadian. I know of these people only because of the videos that have come out in like the last year or so, kind of mentioning them and talking about them. I know Bashers went through quite a bit, right? Beijing Canadian still doing content, I think. That's all I know about them. I was not a part of this old Minecraft YouTuber circuit, so I have no clue.
What?
Oh gosh, whatever.
I bit the back of his head.
Freaking
delicious.
germs.
Oh,
My time to shine.
Oh,
It was
Matt.
my time.
Hello, Mitch. How are you doing?
Was it time for bed?
I want your dragon boots.
This would result in the creation of Team Crafted, a
Team
YouTuber
Crafted.
collective that had many of the top performing Minecraft YouTubers of their time being members. However, due to multiple controversies and several YouTubers in the collective falling out, Team Crafted would soon be shelved, with many of the people in it going their own separate ways and creating content for their respective channels. I actually made a video about all of it that you can
That's right. And I think I watched that video. I could be wrong. If that is a video that y'all would really like to see me check out again or react to, let me know in the comment section.
check out, linked below. After the failure of Team Crafted, Sky Does Minecraft, also known as Adam, decided to branch off on his own and create a new organization that would hopefully emulate the success of Team Crafted. This new venture was known as Sky Media, and included a roster of YouTubers he himself had recruited. One of these was a man by the name of Starlet Zhao. He had been a friend of Sky's all the way back in the 3rd grade and was soon convinced to create a YouTube channel and become a part of Adam's new business venture. After shouting him out and doing a few collaborations with him, Sky had set Jinbop up for success, and it seemed that YouTube had found a new creator in the gaming space.
Imagine my surprise to find out that my old friend from elementary school was now like a big YouTuber with over 10 million subscribers. It was certainly a shock to me. But anyway, we started talking. After a few weeks, months of hanging out, I mentioned, hey, you know, I was interested in doing YouTube. I was interested in doing, you know, anything media production because I've always wanted to be an entertainer. And he said, yeah, I think we can start doing some stuff together. It'd be really fun if we played games together and did YouTube together because, you know, we've always been pretty good friends.
While obviously he was nowhere near the popularity of Sky, Jinbop still had a respectable following of people, and as he grew, he began to branch out into other games and gain even more success. He wasn't half bad at what he was doing. Unfortunately, as many would soon discover, his family-friendly demeanor was all just for show, as he would soon become one of the most hated members of the YouTube gaming community.
Look, okay, and that is part of the reason why I've been saying this more lately, okay? And look, I'll bring y'all in here for this, okay? I'll bring y'all in here for this one. All right? I am not a family-friendly YouTuber, okay? I may come off as wholesome at times, and I don't cuss, but I'm not a family-friendly YouTuber. And I'll tell you the reason why I don't consider myself one. I am someone that, for one, is 30 years old, and I watch content that isn't always family friendly on this channel. I went through the has-been hotel stuff. I don't think any of that would be considered family friendly. Not only that, but my audience and y'all, and I've been creating this from 2017, and I know a lot of y'all aren't here anymore, and those videos aren't on the site anymore, but I reacted to a lot of death metal and metal music, and I'm a fan of a lot of that music. I'm a deep fan of hip-hop, and a lot of hip-hop music is raunchy, depressing, and often disturbing and explicit lyrics. Okay? I'm a fan of that stuff. I like it. I'm very much anti-censorship, and I have been for, I want to say, ever. And, yeah, I don't consider myself family-friendly, okay? And look, my crap stinks, okay? I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect in any kind of way, shape, or form. I don't like being elevated in any kind of way. I don't like being looked at as anyone above anybody. Like, I'm just a person with a camera and that records and uploads pretty consistently. And I built an audience of people who are like-minded, rational individuals, at least majority. I would like to say my audience is like me. So that's it. Sorry for the rant. I had to go on my old man rant.
Community. As Jinbop rose in popularity, he began to accumulate an audience of young and impressionable fans, most of whom were preteens and teenagers. Jinbop would begin to interact with these fans and would grow to like one teenage girl a little too much.
But I have a really childish sense of fun, so I like to go to like arcades and like board game shops.
See, look, and I don't like this. I hate the fact that this is getting confused, right? Like, I can't say at 30 years old that I am a child in a man's body. I don't like using that term or saying it because of people like this, because they ruin it. Y'all are ruining it. No, you're not a child in a man's body. You're a weirdo. Okay? You're a weirdo. Stop saying that. Okay? You're ruining it for the rest of us.
And all my friends have the same interests as I do. And we walk around and we swear like sailors, and we go into all these places. Like, we went to a Lego shop the other day. I was like, man, why are Legos so fucking expensive? There's like a bunch of 6-year-olds around me.
Legos isn't expressively, look, I know it's marketed towards children, and it says on the box that kids, like, it has an age range for kids, but I wouldn't say Legos are like just straight up only a kid exclusive thing. All right, there are plenty of adults who love playing with Legos and building things with Legos, and I've seen some very, very intricate designs with Legos, okay?
As the story goes, Jinbop had discovered her through social media and would begin to enlist her help in creating voiceovers for his channel, as well as some art assets that he used in his videos. The two had many Skype calls, and after getting in contact with one another, would become sexually involved. Jinbop would often steer their conversations into sexual directions, with the then 14-year-old girl fully complying. Of course, her parents soon would begin to notice odd behavior from their daughter and became suspicious.
Spending way too much time on the internet. When I have kids, look, all right, they can go on the internet, but not without some supervision. And also, like, nah, like, I'm gonna be aware of my kids' conversations, at least online. And if they're speaking with adults, it needs to be very, very, very minimal. Very, very minimal contact. Very minimal contact, and it needs to be a necessity, like for school, or it's a project, or maybe it's really a content creator that they are a big fan of, and they're a content creator and they need their help, or they're trying to, they need some kind of assistance in that way, and they need to reach out to them. But only if I facilitate the conversation. I need to be involved. I need to be supervising that, because we are in a dangerous world right now for our kids when it comes to online conversations and communication. You never know who's on the other end of the screen, okay? And they can say they're one age and be an entirely different age and get all kinds of exposed. All right, it's be careful who you talk with online. If you happen to be a child watching this right now, you happen to be a minor watching this right now, do not message people online and people who are adults, okay? Refrain from it as much as you can. Stay out of Discord. Don't be in Discord all the time. Stay less in these Discord channels, okay? Just limit your access online. Try to go outside. If you're going to play a video game that doesn't have online capabilities, okay? Just play solo or something. I don't know what to tell you, but you got to be more careful.
For one, they were uncomfortable with the fact that a grown man was having a friendship, often having one-on-one conversations for hours with her, as he was 23 years old at the time this occurred. She herself had also raised suspicions after purchasing lingerie that they claimed she would not usually wear, with the implication being that she had bought it in an attempt to appeal to Jinbop's sexual desires.
Disgusting.
The girl's parents decided to investigate further by actually recording one of the calls between the two, and were absolutely horrified by what they heard. Throughout this single conversation, Jinbop was heard making numerous sexual comments to her that constituted predatory behavior. Mortified that this had gone on for so long without their knowledge, the parents reported the incidents to the authorities, who would soon launch their own investigation into the matter. After digging a bit deeper, it was discovered that Jinbop was not only fully aware of her age, but actually had a screen recording of the girl while she was nude in a video call.
Oh,
this video itself was...
There you go, and that's CP. There you go, right there. Right there, there you go, that's CP.
Was damning evidence, and because it met the legal requirement of CP, it would soon lead to his arrest.
Yeah, look at me. Sexy, right?
That is just a video. Yeah, I wish we could have gotten a dinner or something. So it's like a long
If you don't know what CP is, just understand it's not something you want to know what it is, all right? Just don't look into it. If you don't know what that is or what that means, honestly, just click off the video. Just click off the video. Go do something else. Do something happy. Go watch a Minecraft manhunt or something.
distance relationship. That's kind of cute. Don't worry, this will definitely be more fun. I think so too. It's always good to stay positive. When you're talking with a girl, you can't be like, yeah, maybe, I guess. Don't be a downer, man. Don't be a downer. You gotta be fun and happy and peppy.
Keep in mind that Jinbop was completely unaware of any investigation occurring, and continued to pressure the girl into sexual acts for his own amusement. He decided to take this a step further and convince her to travel to a gaming convention, where he hoped they would both meet up and have sex. Thankfully, this meeting never took place, as he was arrested by the authorities for his predatory actions toward the underage fan. The court documents were, of course, soon leaked onto the internet, with the main source of popularity surrounding the story being Scarce, who reported on it.
Thank you, Scarce. Man, you talk about also credible people in the commentary community that's been doing it for a while. Scarce is that dude, okay? Scarce, I've been watching Scarce for a while, okay? He's that dude.
it soon after it occurred.
He's been detained, and he actually has been in court as well, okay? And he has been in court for some pretty big things, okay? These are very serious, and I'm just going to read out here. It says here, the court found probable cause to believe that the defendant committed the crimes of receipt of child pornography, production of child pornography, online enticement of a minor, and travel with intent to engage in illicit sexual activity.
Once the story broke, its accuracy would be confirmed after gaming news website Kotaku reached out to the Eastern Michigan District Attorney's Office. This extremely public exposure, of course, led to Jinbop's complete outing from the widespread YouTube community, as he lost all of his connections, influence, and popularity as quickly as he had received it. Sky Does Minecraft understandably did everything in his power to distance himself from Jinbop, in a clear attempt to save Sky Media's reputation and hopefully protect themselves from the embarrassment. Jinbop was eventually convicted for his crimes and was ordered to serve a prison sentence that would last until 2023. However, by looking at his profile on the Federal Bureau of Prisons, he was released on June 2nd, 2022. It is currently unknown.
Oh crap, that was this year! Holy crap, he's just roaming around right now. He's just roaming around. But you know what? The good thing is this, okay? Because he got ousted, right, online, he can no longer use his relevance or his power structure online, like his social media, as like a way to entice, you know, young, impressionable kids, you know, to prey on them. So that part is good. Because he got exposed, I don't think he has any more clout, you know, to really use that influence. So that part is good.
What he is doing, or what the circumstances of his release were. His actions are egregious and serve as a chilling reminder of just how much influence creators can have over young fans. His story remains one of the most clear-cut examples of predatory sexual behavior.
He's definitely one of the worst people on this list for sure too, because not only did he get caught, he got tried. Like, these aren't even allegations or anything. Like, he literally served time for this. Like, it's as real as it gets. It's proven.
Within the online gaming space. However, Jinbop himself has been forgotten by the larger YouTube community, as he slowly fades into more and more irrelevancy every day. Given the prominence of the allegations, it's unlikely he will ever return to the internet in any form. The only solace to be taken is in the hope that he never does what he did ever again.
Wow.
In 2013, a man by the name of Marcus Wilton decided...
I've heard about Lion Maker. I don't really know the extent of what he's done, but I've heard of him, and I know he's bad news. That's about it.
Decided to create a YouTube channel named Lion Maker Studios. Few at the time knew it, but over the next couple of years, he would rise to fame and popularity within the Minecraft community. His content was not only family-friendly, but extremely popular, and he would soon collaborate with his peers, such as the aforementioned Stampy Longhead. While his content itself was relatively generic and almost disgustingly non-controversial, it fit well within the already established Minecraft YouTube genre.
So we're gonna be playing this awesome map with our friends Mr. Phoenix himself, Melma Loves You, Paige the Panda, Minigod951, Inferno Cookie, and Mr. IBX Toycat, aka Toy Toy. Now let's get in line. This is a beautiful hide and seek. Let's go find out what it is. Who's gonna become the seeker? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Receiving hundreds of thousands of loyal, young fans who saw him as a wholesome and entertaining figure in the online community. But, as with many others, despite the squeaky clean image he had created for himself, Lion Maker was a much different person in private. For one, he was very emotionally unstable, to the point that he was often dumping his own emotional baggage onto young fans he came into contact with on Skype. This was, of course, indicative of deeper issues, but it would not become apparent until it was too late. In September of 2015, Keemstar was approached by the mother of a young girl, claiming that Lion Maker had asked her for lewd images over Twitter. Keemstar would subsequently interview her and upload it onto YouTube. Panicking, Lion Maker denied these allegations, stating that he had been hacked and had not asked the underage girl for nudes. But it was too late. Commentary channels began to take notice of the story, and the controversy would...
Fire circled him. Oh man. Oh no, once it gets to him, it's pretty much a wrap.
Only continue to grow. Soon after these allegations came to light, 2 more victims stepped forward to share their experiences with Lion Maker.
Oh,
Both of these newly
no.
discovered victims were underage teenage boys, with one even claiming that Lion Maker had made an offer of $500 for nude photographs of him. This
Oh,
was once again reported
no.
on by Keemstar, and further damaged Lion Maker's already questionable reputation.
A 16-year-old boy known as Steven Chanique came out with a video titled "My Crazy Pedophile Experience with Lion Maker Studio."
Okay, look, I feel awful that he is a victim of such an atrocity, but at the same time, he really turned it into content. Like, okay, he's exposing him, but really, does it really need this title with the all caps and the exclamation mark to sensationalize it even more? Like, does it, like, he really turned it? I mean, hey, I guess I can't really get mad. If you're the victim, you do whatever you want with what happens. You know what I mean? Because I mean, at the end of the day, it is your story. But dang, you really went and turned it into content.
Videos with proof. In this 45-minute video, Steven explains that he has been friends with Lion Maker since he's been 14 years of age. And when he was 15, Lion Maker started linking him a lot of porn on Skype. And then asked him for nudes and offered to pay him $500.
As if it wasn't already bad enough, yet another
Disgusting.
victim came forward to share her experience. This time, a 16-year-old girl who went by the screen name Paige the Panda. Paige had been a part of several Minecraft videos on Lion Maker's channel, and the accusations of grooming were covered by numerous drama and commentary channels. In response to the new wave of criticism being levied at him, Lion Maker would release several videos addressing the topic. While one may expect him to deny the allegations against him, he instead employed manipulative tactics to try and justify his relationships, downplaying his crimes and trying to make his actions seem less severe than they actually were.
Do you remember the time where I stood in front of others and said you were a good person? Dear friend, do you remember the times where I made me the fool because I wanted you to stand out? Dear friend, remember when...
Really? This is your response? Like, every time that these people are exposed, I find such apparent flaws in their response. Like, the things that you're being accused of are absolutely terrible. Why not come out with a response saying, I denounce these things, they're false, it's not real? Like, it doesn't need all of this fanfare and tears and belligerent response. Like, what is this? Talking about, you remember all those. Why are you holding that over this person's head? Like, if they feel like they're a victim, that's already terrible. You should be coming and to them and expressing to them that it's okay for them to share their story and that you feel for them because they believe they're a victim, whether you did anything or not. Like, I don't understand this response.
You came to me in tears because no one wanted anything to do with you, dear friend. Do you remember?
These videos...
What is all this? Do you remember? Like, what?
were rather unsuccessful and did nothing to alleviate the hate campaign that was now in full swing. These various controversies would culminate in the YouTuber
Colossal is crazy. Oh no.
Colossal is Crazy releasing one of the most popular videos about the Lion Maker controversy, highlighting his hypocrisy, manipulative tactics, and lack of responsibility. The significance of this video was that it quickly became the definitive video people pointed to when they wanted to learn about the subject, and it would further add pressure to Lion Maker.
With the allegations he's facing, it is disgusting to me that YouTube has allowed him to go unnoticed and continue to make videos for this highly impressionable audience. I personally think that almost everything that Lion Maker has been accused of is true.
In a somewhat unexpected turn of events, he would actually end up posting a nude photograph of Paige the Panda on his public Twitter account.
Why? 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 Oh my gosh, I am so glad that I was not a part of this scene back when this was happening and I didn't follow Lion Maker. Like, I feel very, very fortunate for that.
Why exactly he chose to do this is unknown, with some pointing to his prior mental instability, but he quickly deleted the tweets and would once again claim to be hacked. This convinced absolutely nobody, and Lion Maker began to panic as he continued to essentially dig his own grave. The intense scrutiny he was now receiving was clearly having a profound impact on Lion Maker's mental health, and he began to grow more and more unhinged in his responses to critics. What had initially begun as an emphatic defense of himself was slowly turning into a desperate plea for any sort of help, which of course did not impress or garner any sympathy. As a result of the situation rapidly escalating, Colossal is Crazy invited Lion Maker on for an interview. Likely seeing this as another opportunity to downplay his crimes and garner sympathy, Lion Maker agreed, and the over 2-hour-long conversation was released in November of 2016.
What do you define as an intimate relationship then? I'm not quite following what you're saying. I mean, you described your relationship with Paige the Panda as intimate.
Oh no.
Right? So,
oh no.
What did that encompass?
Oh no, you're straight up admitting to it, bro. You're straight up admitting to it.
Did she, at any point in time, send you naked pictures?
No.
Of herself? No. She at no point sent you a naked picture ever?
No.
Yeah, he didn't. And see, he can answer that straight because let's say that she didn't send him anything like that. And, you know, they're just on Skype or whatever. And she happens to do, it's like Jim Bob all over again, right? We just seen an example of that earlier in this where they were in a Skype call. And I guess like he was taking video of her and recorded her. That recording right there is already will get you put behind bars. So whether or not she sent him anything, if they've done anything over video, anything at all, really any kind of real exchange is already bad. But any exchange showing any part of her that is in any kind of way explicit automatically should get him put underneath the jail. Just straight up.
Did she ever have a sexual conversation with you?
No.
Look how long he took to think about that. Look how long he took to respond. There was almost like a difference between what he wanted to say and what he actually said.
No point sent you a naked picture ever?
No.
Did she ever have a sexual conversation with you?
Look at this.
No.
Not once.
The difference between the way he answered that and the way he answered the other question is shocking. It's such a drastic difference.
Not sexual, no.
There was never any talk about sex. Nothing of that nature whatsoever.
And I'm happy you
then
asked.
Then why?
Not with me. Look,
why on earth did you call it an intimate relationship?
Yeah.
Because at the time we were getting close. Like we were getting closer in the sense of like I was a lot there for Paige. Like you have to understand that Paige, she was homeschooled at the time.
All throughout their interaction, Lion Maker consistently deflected criticism, played semantic games, and based his defenses on legal technicalities. Colossal was not having any of this, continuously grilling him on his behavior, pointing out flaws in his logic, and providing a unique insight into Lion Maker's reasoning, which was previously unseen. Ultimately, despite Marcus's hopes, this interview completely backfired, leading to even more damage to his already ruined reputation.
As it should.
No, because the thing you need to realize, Colossus, is that you also don't know me from Adam and Eve, and you don't know who I know in my life.
I don't
and
care. You're a 27-year-old man dating a 16-year-old. That is fucked up.
27.
Know who I know in my life.
I don't
and
care. You're a 27-year-old man dating a 16-year-old. That is fucked up.
I feel like just the subject matter alone is making me cough. Lord.
I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care your intelligence capacity. I don't care how
it's not about that. It's not about that. But just be considerate for 1 second that potentially there might be a case in my family or someone that I know that is in that set type of relationship, and I'm not here to sit here and say whether that is right or wrong.
With all of the evidence clearly stacked against him, Lion Maker was finally arrested for statutory rape and the distribution of CP by Belgian authorities in 2016, now having no access to an internet connection. He was released 10 months later, but would seemingly take an extended hiatus.
Very interesting. So he was found guilty and did time. Let me go back. So I think that's what he's saying. You just start alert, and one of the Minecraft's notorious YouTube personalities resurfaced last month and admitted to using both platforms to groom a young fan. But the kind of abuse he's now publicly admitting to is more insidious and more difficult an issue than law enforcement or platforms like YouTube are able to deal with. After going dark for more than a year amid accusations on social media of soliciting and distributing images of his adolescent fans, a Minecraft YouTuber named Marcus Wilton, better known online as Lionmaker, has resurfaced.
And the distribution of CP by Belgian authorities in 2016, now having no access to an internet connection.
So he was actually seized for CP. So he literally did have it on his computer. And that's what I'm telling you. Whether or not she sent anything, if he recorded anything and he has a recording, he has CP on his computer. It's really just that simple.
He was released 10 months later, but would seemingly take an extended hiatus from online life. This was not the end of his story, however. In 2017, his main channel would show some interesting activity as it began uploading videos again. The person featured in the videos was, of course, not Marcus himself. Instead, it was a 23-year-old who went by the screen name of the ex-Sergeant. In a comment, Sergeant would imply that Lionmaker would be making a grand return to his audience and that he was just working through some mental problems at the time. This would not last long, however, as an
shameless, just straight up shameless. Not issuing any kind of real statement to your audience, nothing. You just bring on some random person to try and cover up your crap.
In early 2018, his main channel was banned from the platform permanently.
Good.
It was also in 2018 that Paige the Panda came out with a video detailing her own experiences with Lionmaker, setting the record straight and confirming that Lionmaker had in fact been drunk when he made those tweets and sent lewd messages and had not been hacked as he claimed before. It was an interesting video by all means, giving closure to one of the main controversies Marcus had experienced, which was ultimately unexplained. And by this point, interest in his story and his repeated attempts to recreate his YouTube channel failed again and again. It seemed like this was the last time we would ever hear from him. Unfortunately, this was false hope. In 2019, after being released from confinement, he would make a return to the online landscape, this time as a streamer as opposed to a YouTube creator. His main goal seemed to be to make a return to being an online influencer and attack his critics from 2016. However, these streams were basically filled with unhinged and incoherent rants, which lacked any real substance.
Because he was drunk? Is that part of the problem? Is that he's drinking?
Appeared to be drunk during all of them, often discussing his own mental state, as well as the allegations made against him.
We're watching this Lionmaker stream, us kids.
No. Alright, look. Okay. I'll tell you right now, like I mentioned before, like, this is the community, okay? Augie, Bo Blacks, Nicholas Diorio. As you can see in the call, you see Muda in there. Flamenco. A lot of things have happened with him lately. Edwin Generation. This is pretty much that community. This subset of community is so vastly different than any community I have ever been a part of. But I can tell you right now, I've been watching Augie for, I don't even know now. I want to say 2 years. I've been watching Augie. And the main reason why I watched him is because with all of his slurs and antics and everything else, I can't endorse the guy like fully or anything. But when it comes to getting to the bottom of the truth and having someone be bluntly honest, that's what Augie provides. And his community, for the most part, tries to really focus on evidence and logic to state their case. And those things I can respect. That's why I watch them, really. I feel like they pretty much usually get to the bottom of things, and the takes that he usually has are pretty sensible and logical.
And we were deciding that we were gonna see what's going on with Lionmaker. He seems a little weird. He's not moving.
Typically, I'm not sitting here endorsing these people whatsoever, because, you know, not that an endorsement for me would matter at all, but yeah, I've found for the most part their journalistic integrity is intact.
At the moment, he's 35 minutes into a Q&A, and well, no questions have been answered so far.
I hope he's okay.
Lord.
What? Tommy?
Oh Lord. See, and it's things like this that make me like question, okay, do I really want to be a prominent and successful Minecraft YouTuber? Like, I've seen what happens. Look at this. What is this? What am I looking at? This guy literally fell from the height of YouTube. From the height. All because he wanted to sit online and do weird stuff with children. Like, I just don't get it. You get all this support from the algorithm. You're successful. He has things that I would want for my own self as success. But then you see this and you're like, okay, well, these are the type of people who are at the top of the algorithm.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. The Oxycontin fell on the floor, Lion Maker. Go pick it up.
I think we're on the heroin,
Oh.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Why would you even go live?
It's down there somewhere. You jackass.
This is disgusting.
Why? Why is he streaming with pants off?
As attention once again centered around him, he began to try to salvage what was left of his reputation, to little avail. Despite his best efforts, he will forever be known as a predator, destined to lose his battle to regain his once profitable YouTube career. In his last update, he said he would be stepping away from the internet forever. The hope is that whatever he's doing is not around the young and vulnerable. Although, given his past actions, only time will tell. L for Lee, Jinbop, and Lion Maker, despite what they did, were all well liked at the peak of their popularity. They were not mocked for having bad content or seen as bad actors in the community, and in fact were some of the most well-connected people out there. That is not the case for a Minecraft YouTuber named Rainbowed, who prior to his career—
Dang, here we go. And it's weird. I feel like I've heard this name before. I've just heard the name before. That's pretty much it.
Career ending was already somewhat controversial, and while his following was not nearly as large as some of the other creators on this list, his actions are pretty severe. Rainbowed first rose to prominence in the underground Minecraft community after uploading videos under the name of Rainbow Steve 2, but him using this channel at all would become a point of contention due to the accusation that he stole it. His main channel, where he first garnered the most popularity, was actually not his channel to begin with. Allegedly, a friend had given him access to the channel in order to help grow it and build up the subscriber count, but he soon took over and began using it as his own, much to the dismay of its previous owner.
How do you just get away with that? What? Also, how old are these people, right? How old is this kid who gave him the channel?
His content was also quite lazy and repetitive, often relying on clickbait and misleading titles to get views. In one instance in particular, he was criticized for exploiting the death of rapper Juice.
No way. No way, bro. What?
World by using him as clickbait for one of his videos. Because of incidents like this, he was pretty disliked by his peers. In addition to this, Rainbow would also attempt to expose another member of his community as being a predator. When pressured to release evidence of this, he created a video where his proof of the pedophilic acts was the accused YouTuber asking someone who happened to be underage to do a face reveal, with nothing else substantial to back up his claims, leading many to question his reputability and judgment.
I will say though, that's weird. I will give you that. That's weird. If I'm a grown adult, which I am, a grown adult content creator, I shouldn't be pressuring kids to do a face reveal. Right? That was also part of the reason why I had trouble with people pressuring Dream to do a face reveal, even though he's a grown man. Why are we pressuring people to do face reveals? That's such a weird. I don't know. Some of y'all move weird online. I don't know.
Of character. While these criticisms were valid, they were by no means the worst thing anyone could do, and he was mostly forgiven for these grievances by the surrounding community. In fact, when Rainbowed released a video stating he was on the brink of homelessness, his fans banded together to donate money to him.
Alright, he don't look like no little kid. How old is Rainbowed? He don't look like no kid.
An act of kindness that most people probably would not receive, with another YouTuber even going so far as to fly Rainbowed out to stay at his home. This goodwill towards him would not last long, however, as his reputation would soon take a turn for the worst. In November of 2020, allegations would be released against Rainbow himself.
Oh, that is a wow. Okay. They didn't mince any words when they came out with this tweet. They didn't mince any words whatsoever.
Alleging that he had been engaging in predatory.
Actually, this might be when I first heard of this guy. It's possible that this is where I first heard him, because this is 2020.
Behavior against a 15-year-old fan while being 21 years of age. These allegations also curiously stated that he had driven her into a depression, implying that she had been the victim of verbal and emotional abuse, and that Rainbow had been confronted about it and admitted to it all being true. He would allegedly pressure her for lewd photos, despite her obviously being uncomfortable and refusing to comply. Attached were screenshots and messages between him and the girl, showing him begging for forgiveness.
Oh my gosh. See, look at this response. Look at this response. Yes, I'm sorry. Like, deeply. And then the very third message, please don't expose me. I'm writing an apology now. I really need an audio thing that says, oh, brother, this stinks. I need an audio thing. I need a button for that, because this is the kind of response that I'm talking about right here. This makes you look as guilty as you possibly could ever be and non-remorseful. You don't seem like you were remorseful whatsoever about what you did to this victim. You are apologizing so that this person can feel guilty about wanting to expose you when they should.
And asking her not to spread the allegations any further. After the story broke, Rainbow was essentially kicked out of his community, with the person who provided him a place to stay while he was struggling with homelessness even going so far as to kick him out.
Oh, mama, if I see you, bro, you're catching a fucking hook. I don't want to see you on site. You blew an opportunity. I'm not affiliating with the fucking pedophile. That's fucked up.
Oh my gosh, all loud too.
Soon after this, Rainbow would release a response to the situation, elaborating on the nature of his relationship with the 15-year-old. And
I'm just going to read this first part just to determine whether or not this is a decent response. I'm so sorry. Well, some stuff has come upon me. As you know, Rose Red, a 15-year-old in the MCP community, has unleashed. Why would you use that word? Unleashed a lot of stuff about me, which is indeed true. If it's indeed true, why would you use the word unleashed as if she had this long, hidden beast of allegations and she let open the latch and they came for you like a predator or something when you're the actual predator? So off just rip, this first like sentence or whatever of this response is already makes this whole response trash. I'm not gonna lie.
And apologizing for his actions while also stating that they were ultimately the result of him being in a terrible mental state. Despite this apology acknowledging what happened was real, he would seem to be relatively unaffected by the drama, continuing to upload videos as if nothing happened. Interestingly, he would not upload Minecraft content, but instead focus his attention on a clone of the Minecraft minigame Bed Wars called Blockman Go. He would actually find more success here than ever before, reaching over 100,000
Oh my gosh, what are these views?
100,000 subscribers and continuing to upload videos. This would lead him to later be criticized by multiple commentary YouTubers, who brought up his poor response to the allegations, as well as his continued efforts at creating content despite being ostracized from his own community. And although the backlash against him was overwhelming, it's worth noting that it's unclear whether he actually received nude photos from the underage fan, as she seemed extremely uncomfortable with the idea of sexually related messages to begin with. As a result, it's possible that he didn't technically break the law. He is currently still actively uploading videos under his current channel, which he has renamed to TP Tough in an attempt to distance himself from the past controversy. Brandon Asher, mostly known by
Oh, here we go. Basher. I knew that Basher would be covered in this. They have to be.
By his online moniker, Basherverse, started from humble beginnings like most YouTubers do. His rise to fame was mostly due to the popularity of Minecraft in the mid-2010s, not only being a creator within the genre, but one of its major frontrunners. To put it simply, Basherverse wasn't just another clone riding off the coattails of far more popular creators. He was legitimately one of the first major successful Minecraft YouTubers, and his collaborations with Skydoes Minecraft heavily contributed to his rise in popularity among a young audience. His high energy and positive attitude was one of his main characteristics, and as a result, he became a respected member of the Minecraft gaming community.
Hey guys, Sky here. I'm with Palmerator, Awkward Industries, Bashverse, and Deadlock. Hi. And today,
It totally makes sense why someone with this kind of skin and acting like this would have been popular during this time.
we are doing do not laugh.
Do not draw.
Yeah. I want to draw my
laugh.
You know that would be the most boring do not draw ever.
However, as we've already learned, appearances can be deceiving. Bashverse was certainly no exception to that rule. In 2015, the Drama Alert news channel received a message from an anonymous source that Bashverse had committed numerous crimes in the past. Originally, this had been discovered in a background check done on him after he applied to become a part of the sketch comedy group Bam Lounge. One of the crimes committed was apparently having unlawful transactions with a minor.
What? What does that mean?
Keemstar took note of this, but did not initially report on the situation due to Bashverse full stop denying the allegations in private. Basher himself would soon release a video attempting to get ahead of the allegations before they were even released. This video was titled My Life Story and Confession. In the video, Brandon admitted to being in a committed relationship with a 15-year-old.
Oh no.
On the time he was 18 years of age. Although they never had any physical or intimate contact, they did engage in sexually charged conversations over online messages, and as a result, he was soon charged for sexual misconduct for the ordeal. It's important to note he would later refute all claims of him being a rapist or pedophile, stating he was never officially charged as a sex offender.
He ended
And just because you weren't charged, that means that you're not one? Hello? I guess the criminal justice system just always gets it right.
ended up arresting me.
What kind of
because of
BS point is that?
The logs that they got from AOL. They took me to what you say online is a big deal. And it was a big deal then too. It doesn't matter if you don't act on it. What you say online, it's a big freaking deal. And I was so scared. And they brought me up to the podium and they said, you're being charged with a Class A misdemeanor. Unlawful transaction with a minor. I didn't know what the heck any of that meant. It was very scary for me.
The video detailing his life and his past criminal record, while well received at the time, was not without its critics.
Why is this being well received? Why is this being well received? Is it because it's appealing to human emotion? Do people, it must just be his fan base, right? Like they see him crying or at least teary-eyed and then they give him some kind of remorse or sympathy. Is that why? Because all I see is someone trying to manipulate their audience. That's all I see when I look at this. I don't look at someone like this, knowing what they got charged with, and knowing how they're presenting themselves right now, and think this person deserves sympathy. Like, I don't see it or feel it whatsoever.
His life and his past criminal record, while well received at the time, was not without its critics, with Keemstar himself coming out and questioning the validity of Basher's story, and whether or not there was anything he could be hiding. Soon enough, more rumors began to spread that Brandon had raped a 12-year-old girl at 23 years of age.
Oh my god.
Which he vehemently denied. These new rumors set him off once again and resulted in Brandon having numerous mental breakdowns on camera. It didn't help that Keemstar made numerous jokes around this time at Basher's expense, implying him to be a dangerous predator and further fanning the flames of the controversy. Basher would continue to upload content while also stating he was seeking therapy to help him cope with the recent stress he had endured on YouTube.
Okay, well that's healthy.
As time went on, however, more and more people began to question his motives. More and more rumors continued to fly around, and the allegations, which at this point were largely fueled by Keemstar, began.
Oh no. Oh no, Keemstar just, and that's the thing, back at this time too, Keemstar was ruthless, apparently. I don't know, I didn't really watch Keemstar like that during this time, but from what I understand, he was ruthless.
And to bubble to the surface even more. The accumulated pressure of these years had a severe impact on Basher's mental state, resulting in him releasing a video in 2017, which was a complete mental breakdown on camera. He continuously repeated that he was done, that he couldn't handle the pressure, and asked everyone to leave him alone.
Yeah, and I'm so tired of freaking people saying I'm not the victim and I'm not the victim. I never fucking said it was the victim! I never said it was the victim! I never fucking once said it was the victim! And I'm sick and tired of being called a fucking rapist! I'm tired of it all! I'm tired! I'm fucking tired of all of this! So I'm done! I'm fucking done!
Of course, this garnered attention from the commentary community, who reported on the situation. He had now officially become a lolcow. Sometime after this rant, he would black out his YouTube channel, private his videos, and become inactive on all social media platforms. This was not the end of the Basherverse saga, however. He would make a return to the internet and rebrand in 2019, becoming Toasty, a name under which he would upload a few videos recounting his past experiences, what he plans to do going forward, and how his past controversies had impacted his mental state. The response to his return was surprisingly positive for the most part. After a few years of streaming and half-hearted attempts at a return, Basherverse would die from complications related to COVID-19 in the year 2021.
Keemstar. That's how I know about him. That's how I know about him. I remember everyone talking about this.
Posted this screenshot of Basher's sister confirming his passing. Brandon, Dylan, Asher. There are so many things I could say, but I don't think I could even put our lives into words if I wanted to. Why is this beast so terrible? Why did it have to get you? You have faced so many challenges in your 36 years. Never would I imagine we would lose you to a pandemic. You are one of the strongest people I know and pushed through no matter what the internet said. No matter what people wanted to think, you proved how amazing of a soul you are. I love you to the moon and back.
The complete truth of the...
I mean, I'm glad that, that's great that, his sister feels that way. I won't take anything away from her, but he was convicted of some things. It's not like the internet was just making things up about him. They did some digging and he was literally convicted.
The allegations surrounding him are still in question to this day, and unfortunately, now that he's dead, it's likely that there are questions we'll never get the answer to.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about that.
While the YouTubers we've talked about today vary in size, influence, and popularity, many of them have one thing in common, that being the abuse of their audiences, as well as the power they have over them. While YouTube is enjoyed by people of all ages, it's important to remember just how many children use the platform as a form of entertainment. These fans are undeniably influenced very heavily by the content they consume, and as shown today, can easily be manipulated into doing horrific things, all in an attempt to appeal to people they looked up to and respected. While these creators have been punished to varying degrees of severity, it's hard to deny that their actions have left an undeniable stain on kid-friendly content creators on YouTube. I've been Turkey Tom. Thanks for watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
He says that every time, and I love it. Excellent video by Turkey Tom. I don't even really know what else to say, really. Just very in depth. I deeply enjoyed how he covered the history of Minecraft's most insidious characters. Also, I feel like this video could really serve as a cautionary tale to any minors that are interacting with YouTubers, some of your favorite content creators online. Of course, I will say that you don't have to worry about me. I'm a married man that loves my wife dearly, that spends way too much time online watching weird and creepy videos like this and playing video games to do anything. To do anything crazy, nor do I have any intention, want, or will towards any of that weird crap. Okay, so you can miss me with that. With that being said, if you enjoyed my reaction to this, hit that like button and subscribe to the Alien Armada today. I want to have an Alien Armada show episode coming out later this week, so hit that bell, make sure you're notified for that. So that'll be on. Once again, shout out to Turkey Tom. This was an excellent video. I look forward to more videos from Turkey Tom, probably about this or other lolcows or whatever. Shout out to him. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate you all being here, and I will see everyone in the next video. Peace.